Hey y'all, how are you doing? I'm great. Thank you so much for asking. It's me, Kim, and I'm back for another video. Okay, everybody knows that I love to talk about aesthetics. One day in the not too distant future, I'm gonna write a book about aesthetics. I mean, truly, I'm like, all of this is research, right? And I've talked on my personal channel about the Kardashians and the physical transformation that we've seen Kim and Chloe go through over the past, I don't know, maybe about 9 months, a year or so. And I'm constantly fascinated by the Kardashians and the Jenners because so much of their fame and appeal and draw and fortune, honestly. I mean, like all of it, right? Because they don't have talent. All they have is aesthetics. And so if you are somebody like me who is just interested in how are people's bodies changing? How are people's faces changing? How are people engaging or disengaging from beauty culture? The Kardashian Jenners are just, they are like, it's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. It's so, so deep with them. And because I'm obsessed with aesthetics and fashion, I subscribe to the business of fashion. And not too long ago, hi, I will look at some of the comments. Yeah, yeah. They don't have talent. Oh, Simper says, I recently left my role as strategy manager for Kylie, so I'm excited. Oh my gosh. Now I'm so fascinated by all of the different kinds of people who make it here because it's like you never know. I came across, let's share this article posted on the business of fashion that I thought was super interesting. This says, Kylie Cosmetics tries to evolve beyond the Instagram makeup era. Under Coty, Kylie Jenner's cosmetics and skincare lines have expanded internationally, but the brand that kicked off the celebrity beauty boom 7 years ago may be showing its age. Okay, don't want to make it bigger. We'll make it bigger while we work through some of this. So there is a Kylie setup, and that is a very typical, the prototypical Kylie lip kit. So this is in, that picture's from November 2018. Okay, so we're all familiar with this story, right? Kylie Jenner, youngest sister of the Kardashian Jenner clan, literally becomes famous because her sisters are starring in this show on E. And I think it debuts when she's 11 or 12, Keeping Up with the Kardashians. And I have gone back and watched a few of those episodes from the first season. And it's just that whole thing that they were doing at that time is so weird. And every single time I watch an episode of Keeping Up, you can zoom in on one of the players. You see certain things when you zoom in on Rob. You see certain things when you zoom in on Caitlyn, formerly Bruce. You see certain things when you zoom in on Chloe. Of course, she looks way different. And recently I decided, okay, let me take a second to watch the first few episodes of Keeping Up from 2000, I don't know, 15 years ago. What year is it right now? And really take a look at what was Kylie doing, what was Kendall doing. And in that very first episode, we see Kylie and Kendall, 11 and 12, playing on the stripper pole, right? And I feel like that just really sets up the entire series for where those two youngest kids are really gonna go. But with Kylie, it's just, I'm so fascinated, okay? And so she only basically knows from adolescence on, being super, super famous, and she is growing up in this atmosphere in this situation where the only thing truly that her siblings have to offer is beauty. That is what Kimberly Kardashian has given us. Courtney, Chloe realized that the only thing that people care about for them is beauty. So she's undergone her own transformation. And so essentially, I know people don't really want to feel anything for Kylie. I get it. I get it. But I cannot imagine the kind of pressures that you are encountering when the only messaging you are getting from your family, from your older siblings, from your mother is beauty is how you get to the top. Do whatever it takes to climb to the top of the beauty hierarchy. And if you are not beautiful, Rob or Chloe, you're going to be treated like shit. Okay? You're going to be marginalized. Dude. And so Kylie is coming of age in that circumstance. And we see her, as the show progresses, start to do stuff to her face. And when she's 16, she gets lip fillers. You know, before that, she is overlining her lips. There's like a very classic Kylie lip look. Actually, I'm sure I can find it, right? The classic Kylie Jenner lipstick. I'm sure if I type this in, I can find it. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's go here. So she's 15, 16. She realizes that she looks like a very typical young teenage white girl, but that is not the peak of desirability at that time. So she makes some adjustments, and we see her start to engage with this very typical, this kind of look. Yeah, that's old Kylie. When is this from? 2016? Yeah. And of course, there's all of these tutorials. This is giving very, yeah, that kind of mauve everybody. I mean, you know, all the white girls. And honestly, there were some black girls who were doing the Kylie Jenner tutorials too. Very typical. This, right? Very matte, matte face, matte lip, liquid lipstick, overdrawn. Very, oh, the dark, dark, dark eyebrows. It's such a now classic Kylie Jenner look. That is her thing. That is her signature for this time. And then who knows what the real story is, right? But the story that we've been fed is she is using MAC's, a certain combo of MAC lip liner and lipstick to get this. And then she comes up with the idea, hey, I'm doing this. People are into this. Everybody's recreating it. So let me make up my own thing. And then the Kylie lip kits become huge. Okay. And like, actually, how big Kylie lip kits actually got is so remarkable. When I was going back to just, freshen my memory about the Kylie lip kit era, I was coming across all of these articles about how literally they had to change the packaging of the Kylie lip kits because they had the drip that was on the boxes, like that was the signature and it was on the actual packaging. People were literally stealing the boxes because they had Kylie lip kits in them. Like people were literally getting their lip kits swiped from their front door after they were delivered. The lip kits were being bootlegged and sold on Amazon. I mean, it is wild now, 7 years later, 8 years later, to think about how huge, what a major impact that just a lip liner and matte lipstick had on beauty culture. It's It was a people were bootlegging lipstick, from made by a 16-year-old. But it was huge, huge. And so Kylie figured out her entryway into being at the top of the desirability hierarchy. And not only that, but she figured out how to monetize it. And she's actually figured it out better than big sister Kimberly. Not until recently has Kimberly's net worth caught up to Kylie's. And she's like, she's the Rosa Parks of this shit. Oh, we got to cut that out. That's not getting on YouTube. But she is the path breaker for this family. She is the innovator in learning how to exploit aesthetics for personal and professional gain. All right. I wonder if she felt even more pressure when her sister became a model. Oh, for sure. And I even think that it was before, right? Because Kendall was talking about becoming a model way before anybody even kind of took her seriously. Because I watched basically some part of every season of Keeping Up. Kendall, when she was 13, said, I want to be a model. I want to be a model. That's my dream. And initially, nobody was taking her seriously. And now people take her seriously. So she is surrounded by different types of beauty, right? She is surrounded by typical white girl beauty in Kendall. And she's also surrounded by the exotic adjacent beauty of Kim and Courtney. They're half white, half Armenian. I am now sympathetic to the idea that Armenians are not exactly white, but I'm not really gonna go into that here. Okay. But it's definitely an exotic look that they have. And Kendall is, when she's giving interviews about why she decided at 16 to get lip fillers, she's saying, I always envied Kim's lips. I would always tell Kim, I wish I had big lips like you. Actually, maybe we can go back and look at Kylie's first face. Kylie Jenner, 14. Okay. Yeah. So this is Kylie when she was 14. Okay. Here she is next to Kendall. Kendall looks pretty much the same. Kylie looks markedly different. Okay. And here is when things start to change. Yeah. Oh, this is when things start to change. Yeah, that's the first iteration of the face. We see her slowly, right? Oh, we can even see this here. Ooh, I actually want to know more. I'm going to click on this. What is this? Oh, okay, that's gone. Sorry, I was going to see what year that's from. Okay, what is this? Ooh, now we can go to the Kylie Jenner then and now photos. Okay, this is 2014. Okay. And how old? Let me see. When was Kylie Jenner born? Okay, born in 1997. So in 2014, she's 17. Okay. Here is 2020, 6 years later. That is there's definitely a difference. Oh, cosmetic dermatology Kim wants to zoom in on those faces because there is quite a difference. But anyways, go to Lori Hill. She's broken all of this down. Is there more? I thought there was going to be a slideshow. There's no slideshow here. It's two pictures. Stop. Okay, let me go back here. Okay, anyways, you get the gist. This is this says her beauty transformation. Sorry. Now I'm in this hole, so I just really want to see. That's the great thing about a live video. We can dig down the hole together. Not 78 photos, girl. Okay. So here's 2007. Little kids. So in 2007, Kylie is 10. 2008, looking like a kid. 9. Okay. Honestly, right here, doesn't this? It looks like she could be like on the Disney Channel right here. It looks like she could be on That's So Raven. Whoa, what a time to be alive. Okay. 2009, 2010, 2011. Okay. And now, okay, 2011, still 2012. So now we're 15 here. It's so different. We're starting to see it, right? We're starting to see things happening to the lip area. 2013 is when we're 16, for sure. Things have happened by now. Things are happening here in 2013, 16, for sure. And now it's really happening 2014. Yeah, we're doing things to our face for sure here. And there it is. This is that very typical Kylie. That rose colored is just so, it's matte, it's harsh contour, it's dark eyebrows, 100%. And there, yeah, yeah, this is so it. Uh-huh. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That same lip color. Okay, sorry, I have to keep going now. Okay, lips getting bigger. Here she's 18. Okay, slowly. Okay, 20. Now we're 19. We're 19. And there. Wow. Wow. Yeah. So that's a teenager still. Uh-huh. A lot's happened. A lot has happened here. Okay, so now we're 2016, still a teenager, still 19. So now we're at full on body modification as well as face and appropriation. But oh wait, let me make sure to save this picture because this says a lot. It's it's cornrows, it's lip injections, it's really petite BBL, right? It's boob job here. We're at 19. For sure, for sure. Okay. Yeah. Ugh. Okay, we'll stop. We'll stop at, oh, and isn't it funny? I think Kylie at 19 dressing up as Christina Aguilera is layers on layers on layers. That's a rich text. Kylie at 19 dressing up as dirty era Christina Aguilera. Layers. Okay. All right. So we got it. I just wanted to take a look at that. Okay. So we see starts off normal, regular looking little white girl, and slowly transform, starts with the lips, then we start doing things to the face. And then we go full on into the white exotic. We go full on into spicy white, you know? Negro adjacency. And by that time, she's dating Tyga. We have cornrows. We have hourglass for sure. All right. So back to the Kylie Cosmetics part of this. She builds this business that becomes really, really big, really, really fast. This kid didn't have a chance if she was being allowed to do this stuff before even getting to 18. Right. Right. Mhm. Yeah, yeah. I remember when people were arguing Kylie didn't have anything done to her lips. It was just that she was growing into her face. Oh, that was absurd. But you know what? I also think that over the past 5, 6 years, we have so much more literacy around plastic surgery. But also, this makes me think of how people are like, not to shake the table, but people are always talking about Beyonce's body. And people are literally, legitimately like, no, she just had kids and then she gained all of this weight and then magically lost the weight only in her stomach. Okay. All right. Like as much literacy as we have around how bodies look and change and evolve, we still we're in denial about some things. And that definitely shows up with regard to Kylie. Okay. Um, okay. So they build up Kylie, and then we get to Kylie Cosmetics. And then when does Kylie Jenner sell Kylie Cosmetics? Let's see. Oh, that's in November of 2019. So in November of 2019, she is 22. She sells 51%, a majority stake of Kylie Cosmetics to Coty, which is this huge international global cosmetics company. And then that allegedly makes her a billionaire. Now, of course, the realty is there's this whole thing in Forbes where Kylie is on the cover and it says first youngest ever self-made billionaire. And then Forbes has to come back and issue a mea culpa and say, oh, actually, these numbers look real fishy. And these tax returns that Chris and Kylie submitted to us look very altered. So we're actually going to rescind the title that we bestowed upon her of youngest self made billionaire. So that was that whole thing there. And that really also speaks to, man, there's so much there about the Kardashian Jenner obsession with narrative building, but also an understanding that when you're building, let's go back to the idea of beauty is a bad investment, right? I think what the Kardashian Jenners really understand now is yes, you can get real, real, real big and real famous and real rich off of commodifying desirability, commodifying beauty, but it can only take you so far. And so it makes sense them understanding there is a level of respect and legitimacy that beauty itself is not going to get you. So let's actually, forge some documents around building this business and being, this incredible creative genius and mind and innovator. So that makes sense why they would lie. Okay. All right. So she sold it in 2019 for a lot of money, hundreds of millions of dollars, but she did not actually become a billionaire. Now, let's fast forward to now where Kylie is now, she might be the chairwoman, but she's not the CEO or anything of Kylie Cosmetics. She's still, kind of involved. Okay. So this is this article. And it's basically about how Kylie used to be the brand. I mean, an innovator in celebrity influencer, creating this big business direct to consumer and using social media to just propel all of these sales and all of these people on social media who are using your products and loving them and making all of these tutorials, they're basically becoming unpaid brand ambassadors. That's it. That's the formula. Okay. And of course, Kylie is this young woman. She's now deemed super, super attractive, super desirable. She goes from dating Tyga kicks him to the curb, then gets with this super cool rapper, Travis Scott. So there's all of that kind of cultural cachet attached to her. And so, because people are just interested in her, obviously, whatever she's selling, people are going to love. And that works for a long time. But now it's 2022, and Kylie just turned 25. And what this article is talking about is just generally the chatter around Kylie Cosmetics has died way down. And that makes the entire brand, the company, vulnerable. Okay, so here it is, waning interest. Web searches for Kylie Jenner's makeup and skincare lines has declined since its launch, though they remain among the most popular celebrity beauty brands. So here is a peek. This is search volume 2016, and we're down, down, down. I mean, that is dramatic. It's dramatic, for sure. And that means that Coty, the company that spent hundreds of millions of dollars to get this stake of this company, has got to be a little bit worried. Because are they going to be able to continue to get a good return on their investment? It's looking like no. So I found this to be super, super fascinating. And it also actually supports my thesis about the declining significance of the Kardashian Jenners as a whole, as an institution. Their time is up, their time is past for a number of reasons. So I wanted to really dive into why Kylie Cosmetics is, its time has come and gone. Okay. So right now, and this also, connects to people asking me about clean girl. Why has the clean girl aesthetic become a thing? Why are so many young women in particular like rushing toward clean girl aesthetic, clean beauty, fewer products, dewy, not matte, lip gloss, slick back hair, easier? Like that's where we are aesthetically, the girls, and now, the rest of us got to catch up, right? So definitely I've gone from wearing matte lipstick every day to this is my one makeup look that I know how to do. And thank God, because like I do think I look cuter in this makeup look, right? For sure. Okay. So that's interesting to me. And then I thought it was interesting that we see Kylie Cosmetics. It seems like they're trying to catch up to the new clean girl aesthetic, clean girl beauty. But even if you look on their Instagram, it's just not giving. Okay. So we see, the Kylie Cosmetics Instagram, right? It's looking a little bit lighter, of course, dewier, glossier, shinier, soft filter. But then we get to Kylie herself, and she is giving a very harsh, old school kind of makeup look. It's like she's trying to do lighter and less and fun. And of course, the other thing about clean beauty now is blush. We're back to being all in on the blush. It's like she's kind of trying to do it, but she can't really commit to it because that's not her thing. It's still giving very harsh. And again, this is a 25-year-old. It's giving mature for sure. And so much of the clean girl beauty aesthetic is about youthfulness, right? Like so much of the clean girl aesthetic is about young women saying, oh, I actually want to look like I'm 21. And I want you to be able to see my flawless complexion and my pores. And let me just do a little brow gel and do a little gloss and be out and live my happy, fun, carefree young life. Kylie can't really give that. And so if Kylie being the preeminent brand ambassador for Kylie Cosmetics, if she, in the way that she presents herself and the way that she shows up, if she can't evolve, then the brand can't really evolve, and then the brand can't survive. And so it makes perfect sense why people are like, oh, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to. I even want to look at Kylie's personal Instagram now. Right here, still very matte. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely Kylie is Gen Z, right? But her aesthetic is very millennial because she was always chasing after her older sisters. And because she has committed so much to the millennial aesthetic and sold young people the millennial aesthetic, she is having a hard time. Yeah, yeah. Okay. And I also wanted to take a look at, she also has Kylie Skin because skincare is the thing. And of course, the rise in skincare is inextricably linked to the rise of the clean girl, clean beauty, aesthetic. Because you can only do clean beauty if you got good skin. You can only do clean girl. Okay. So I want to find a picture of her here with no makeup, or looking like she has on no makeup. Okay. I mean, obviously, very obviously, she has on makeup here, but whatever, girl. This is Kylie's Skin. Okay. Oh, okay. Let's look here.
Met Monday, and I am starting my day with washing my face. I dropped some new clarifying products. This is my clarifying cleansing gel. So I actually washed my face really well, and then I let it kind of sit in my skin. Then I'm gonna pat my face dry. These are my clarifying patches. I have a little pimple, and so far it's red, but it's very, very flat. Morning, it is Monday.
So that's that, right? We see Kylie literally with no makeup on. It's not, I don't think it's exactly giving what she wanted to give. And one of the reasons why Kylie can't really pull off the clean girl aesthetic effortlessly is because her face doesn't move. So this is, because she has been injecting her face for so long with all kinds of stuff. I have lots of thoughts about filler and filler face and all that. As somebody who has gotten fillers and who has not gotten fillers, I have to say this all the time, in over a year. The more injections you get, the harder it's just, there's a point where you can't go back when you start injecting. You can try to dissolve filler, it doesn't really work. You can kind of try to get back the normal elasticity of an unfilled face. You can kind of try to get back the normal look, like there's a look of skin that hasn't been injected. You can try, and she has the money to try everything. But Bareface Kylie is not giving youthful. She can't. It's too late for her. And so that super heavy matte shadow blush, like that's her thing. That's all she has for us. Because Bareface Kylie looks weird. Okay. So that's that, right? So that is absolutely going to be a key to Kylie Cosmetics not being able to make it through the next, we'll say 5 years. Okay. I talked a couple weeks ago on the Little Kim live about the cosmetic procedure tipping point and how it's so hard to know when you have gone over the edge with cosmetic procedures, especially with filler, because we've ingested all these ideas about, filler is non-invasive, it's not surgery, it's easy, it's reversible. Kylie definitely is past the cosmetic procedure tipping point for sure, for sure. Okay. And so now, so much of the beauty brands are about fun, ease, authenticity. And this morning, when I was thinking about, okay, what would be the anti-Kylie brand? For me, the thing that came to mind as the anti-Kylie brand is Rare Beauty. Let me pull up the Rare Beauty TikTok. So Rare Beauty is Selena Gomez's cosmetics company that truly is dominating TikTok. I literally cannot scroll through TikTok without seeing people using the blush, I'm like, where did this come from? Whoever is behind the launches of Rare Beauty is fucking killing the game. Selena Gomez got to be rich as fuck right now because Rare Beauty is everywhere. Even people who I know are not really fucking with Selena like Gomez like that. Y'all were not listening to Selena Gomez and the Scene. Y'all were not watching Wizards of Waverly Place. But there is something about the way that Rare Beauty has packaged itself as being not only about ease and fun and carefree and youth, even though Selena's like 30, right? Not that that's old, but it's not teenager. There's even something about the ethos of Rare Beauty that feels so much more 2022. Okay, so let me pull up this TikTok here. Okay, so this is it. I like that they have the black girls on here. We'll watch a black girl tutorial. I mean, it's like three. It's like 3 steps.
If you're
Watch how quick and easy this concealer routine is. I just dot the Rare Beauty concealer in areas I want more coverage and blend. Watch how
this is so...
Share a mascara that changed your life. I'll go first. This one is my literal fave. It's the Rare Beauty Perfect Strokes Universal Volumizing Mascara.
Okay. I don't understand. All right. So now we can talk about the differences in the Rare Beauty aesthetic versus the differences in the Kylie Cosmetic or the OG Kylie Cosmetics aesthetic. Immediately, what comes to mind is the era of the beat face is over, right? I mean, I still spend a long time doing my makeup because, I be on camera for real. And I don't got it like that. But the era of sitting down and just normal every day and spending 45 minutes to an hour carving, chiseling, whatever. And I don't do this every day. In real life, I know it looks weird to look like this in real life. So when I'm really talking to people, I don't do this. But of course, let's rewind. You're sitting down every day, you're sculpting, you're carving, you're chiseling, you're drawing, you're putting on fake eyelashes. We're done with that. Thank fucking God. I hate fake eyelashes. These girls, did you see the fucking, concealer routine?
Watch how quick and easy this concealer routine is. I just dot the Rare Beauty concealer in areas I want more coverage and blend. Watch how quick and easy this...
That's it. girls are like, girl, we don't have time. We are not boss babes. We are not spending 45 minutes putting on makeup. I'm dotting this fucking concealer on my flawless complexion. I'm not putting on any fucking fake eyelashes. Let me use this and put on some gloss and be out of the door. Out the door. But also, even beyond that, I'm super fascinated. That's basically my concealer routine from my teenage years. Yes, I totally remember the time when literally, what would I do when I was like middle school, early high school? Um, I always had to fill in my eyebrows because I'm bald. My eyebrows are bald headed. But you put on some mascara, and then I would do it was like a cover girl. It was like cover girl queen collection, and it was like a tinted lip balm, and I would put that on, and I felt so grown when I was 14, 15. And girl, that was it. Was I wearing foundation in ninth grade? No. And I think I've always felt so bad for young women who feel so much pressure now to be beat every day. First of all, school already starts at 7 o'clock in the morning. So y'all getting up at 5:30 to beat your face before gym? Like, that is crazy. Okay. Okay. You're putting on falsies before homeroom. So I just naturally really like the move toward this thing, the rare beauty thing, because it just feels lighter. It feels more fun. It feels easier. But also, I'm even thinking of Rare Beauty just launched this new line of lip products. And the lip products are
Tell me
called.
you're obsessed with Rare Beauty without telling me you're obsessed with Rare Beauty. Tell me you're obsessed with Rare Beauty without telling me you're obsessed with Rare Beauty.
Okay. And this says makeup made. Can y'all see it? Okay. The caption is makeup made to feel good in without hiding what makes you unique. So smart, that branding. So smart, that copy. Okay.
How did you end it with that guy?
And the new
Selena Gomez's lip routine. 1. Outline lips with kind words matte lip liner.
Okay, so I'm going to stop there. The new lip collection is called Kind Words. It is so that super aggressive girl boss shit. Like Selena Gomez is now literally branding, let's be nice to ourselves. Let's be nice to our bodies. Let's be nice to each other. Embrace what makes you you. Flaws are fine. Show your skin. Now, of course, we have to be real about the fact that you can't do that if you got acne. Right? Like, clean beauty, clean girl that is not accessible to you if you have pores. No. If you are not naturally toward the more privileged end of the beauty hierarchy, is that gonna be super accessible to you? Probably not. Probably not. But at the very least, we can get more messaging and imaging around, girl, do these 3 steps and go on about your business, okay? You got track practice. Like, okay. My hyperpigmentation skin can never do simple, clean beauty. For sure. Like, that is the big thing. The way too much powder can make you look like a cracked cake. For sure. Yes. Selena is 30 and looks younger than Kylie, who is 25. Yeah. And I think that the way it's like, man, I do wonder if Kylie has any regrets because she can now only do high glam, high femme. And I feel like that's low-key a little bit of a prison. You can't really, the way that her face has been made to look, especially have a thing about filled lips, you know what I'm saying? Lip filler lips with nothing on them do look a little weird. Anyways, I say this is somebody who's gotten fillers twice. Okay. Okay. I know she looks like a little kid in here. So yes, I think that Rare Beauty is like positioning itself, marketing itself as the anti-Kylie, and it is fucking working. It's winning. I am tempted every day to buy one of those little blushes. And I do all powder products because I have to layer because my skin is definitely imperfect. But I'm like, hey, maybe I could, dot some blush. They're selling it to me, but also ageism is selling it to me. Because clean beauty, clean girl is inextricably linked to youth and fun. And we know, people have said all the time, wearing so much makeup does make you look older, for sure. Cake does make you look older. And when you're young, you want to look older. When you're 16, 17, and you're surrounded by grown people, you want to cake it on and look 25. When you get to those mid-20s, late 20s, early 30s, you realize, oh, baby, these lines, oh, that powder is really settling into those lines. Yeah, that's where, okay. Oh. Selena's ethos has been that from speaking about mental health. Good that her makeup brand is linked to her personal brand. Yes, and it feels authentic. So I don't really keep up with Selena that much, but I definitely know that I have seen her repeatedly talk about being body shamed, about feeling so much anxiety and being depressed because people were making horrible comments about the way that she looks, her face. She has a rounder face. And of course, the girls know as you get older, we love a round face because it gives youthfulness. It's giving cherub. Okay, seraphim, if you will. Not always being skinny mini girl. So she has a track record. She didn't just come out with this just to sell us some products, for sure. Okay. So this has made me think a lot about what we've been calling Instagram face. And every time we talk about Instagram face, there's two things that come up. One is the Gia Tolentino article. What is this link for me? Oh. Okay. Let's show this. I don't know why I highlighted this. Okay. Okay, so this is her 25th birthday look. Okay. It's definitely giving 25 going on 35. And I say that with love as a 33-year-old. For sure. Yeah. I also notice here that there's no obvious false eyelashes. I'm sure she has eyelash extensions, but the strips, the super heavy strips, we're done with that. Again, thank God. That shit is so gauche to me. Sorry. All right. So whenever we're talking about Instagram face, we always have to cite the 2019 article from Gia Tolentino in the New Yorker. And I think that this is really what got a lot of people thinking about the kinds of cosmetic procedures that are billed as being low friction, non invasive, but now they are pervasive. They're everywhere. And basically, the idea of Instagram face, the idea of Instagram face is people are trying to look vaguely non-white, vaguely exotic. So, black people lips, the full lips that we often associate with black people. And maybe you want to look a little, in the article, the makeup artist that she's talking to is like Middle Eastern eyes, almond eyes, and a nose that's not too pointy, but that doesn't look too Aryan. You know what I'm saying? But a chiseled nose, a sculpted nose, that's not easily, you can't pin it down to any one ethnicity or one nationality. It just looks like, where are you from? Are you Italian? Like, where are you from? Are you from Dubai? Right? For sure. And the rise of that, the heyday of that, of course, is inextricably linked, is of course connected to the fetishization of mixedness, of mixed people that we've been experiencing for a decade now. It also made me think about, there was this article, let's see, Time magazine. Yeah, here it is. Oh no, it was National Geographic back in 2014. They made some computer rendering of what the normal human would look like in 2050. And this is the rendering that they came up with. And the idea was that by 2050, which is really in less than 30 years, is really not that far away, there's going to be so much race mixing, miscegenation, if you will, that everybody is going to look like this. And that's supposed to be a good thing. That's the argument. That because we're all intermarrying, we don't care about race. Everybody is blonde, curly hair, vaguely ethnic, bronzy, brown, green eyes, And in this freaking headline, National Geographic determined what Americans will look like in 2050, and it's beautiful, is hilarious to me. Because, okay. Blackanese, Filipino, Chickenese, Argentinian. Yeah. Okay. So that's that, right? So then everybody was looking for that kind of thing. But now in 2022, white is right again. In 2022, if it ain't white, it ain't right. And so all of our aesthetic trends are moving that way, as well as our pop culture trends are moving that way too. And if you've literally built up your entire personal brand and empire on adjacency to blackness or non-whiteness, you're in a pickle. You are. And unlike Kim and unlike Chloe, Kylie is still very much connected to her black baby daddy. Okay. So that is that on that. What do I have on here? I have white girls are back in. Yes, they are. I also have this about Jaclyn Hill. Yes, I also think even generally the old style of, let me pull up this Jaclyn Hill article. The old style of influencer, beauty mogul, even that is just kind of petering out. So this is an article about Jaclyn Hill from last month where she talks about why she, I put it in the wrong. For this is an interview with Jaclyn Hill, huge beauty, OG YouTube beauty guru. And I think her ex-husband just died or something like that. Y'all heard that? Where she's talking about she built up this huge YouTube following, 5.6 million subscribers, 7.6, it says, million Instagram followers at that time. This is a month ago. But she was saying that one of the reasons why she no longer does just straight beauty tutorials, the stuff that really put her on, is because people don't watch them like that. There's always going to be a market for people wanting to learn how to better do their makeup, but I watch beauty tutorials, YouTube tutorials, and the only YouTube tutorials that I watch now are the clean girl tutorials. Because I want to know, how can I do clean girl and also cover up my hyperpigmentation? Is that a thing? Certainly there's got to be a clean girl that has acne. Okay, point me to her. Because these other girls, these other bitches with the perfect skin, I can't do that, okay? With no fucking dark circles, no hyperpigmentation, no smile lines, no crow's feet. No, I'm like, oh, girl, point me to the 28 and up clean girls. Okay? Like, what the fuck? Okay, so anyways, Jaclyn basically is saying she still has a beauty and a cosmetic line and it's doing okay. It's not going under, but the content that she creates around beauty is different because people don't want to see her sit down for an hour and a half and beat her face. That's not what the market wants. And so now there's such a huge opening for new girls to come in and say, that's done. We're done with that. That's over. It's gauche. It looks tacky. And here I am. Okay, so there's going to be like a whole new wave of beauty gurus, and they don't even really call themselves gurus because that has a certain kind of, stigma attached to it. Beauty girls, lifestyle girls, out with the old, in with the new, for sure. The other thing about the move toward clean beauty is I absolutely also think that there is low-key some class stuff here with regard to the rejection of the beat face. I think that because the super, beat face, heavy eyelashes, contouring, I think Kim Kardashian and her makeup artist Mario, right? They did, real capitalize it and push it to the front. But of course, they're getting that carving stuff from which communities? Really, it's the Black trans girls. That's really where they're getting a lot of that stuff from. So we have, multiple marginalizations there. It's, Black and it's existing outside of the gender binary, okay? But also that, the heavy eyelashes stuff, people do associate that stuff with socioeconomic status, right? Not with wealth. I should say a lower kind of socioeconomic status, not with wealth. Or, tacky. Maybe you have money, but it's not, we've talked about the different ways that people perform wealth, the kind of class signifiers, the aspiration toward old money, and a rejection of new money aesthetics. And certainly, beat face era is closely associated with new money aesthetic. I even think about, there is an aphorism, old money whispers, new money yells. And so, the refined, not just in makeup, but also with dress and wear neutrals and, monochromatic looks and black and, and don't show too much skin, be modest. All of that is moving toward an aesthetic that is more closely associated with old money. And in the West, who has old money? White people. Whiteness. Okay. It's all coming together here. Okay. But also, I have to say, there is that racial stuff, but I'm happy. I feel like I'm happy that the girls are, freeing themselves. Okay. Every generation wants to be different. Every generation is going to rebel. But something that I was also thinking about with the clean girl aesthetic is because so much of the clean beauty, clean girl aesthetic, modest and, monochrome and beige and all of that, so much of it relies on just being naturally beautiful just from the start, having a good canvas from the start. That's why we're all spending up all of our money to get good skin. I wonder if this means that we are now going to be judging people who are deemed ugly more harshly, right? Like, to say, we can say whatever we want about, the beat face era, but did the beat face era, I'm really thinking about this. Did the beat face era in some ways level the playing field? A little bit. Like in the beat face era, if you just commit yourself, and look, I'm a living testimony, right? One day I woke up and I was good at doing my makeup. You can look back at the old For Harriet videos. I was spending the same amount of time on my makeup. I was just bad at it. That's the thing. When people ask me like, "Oh, why did your aesthetic change so much?" It's like I was spending the same amount of time trying to put on makeup for videos. I just was bad. I just couldn't get it together. And so there's a thing where if you just commit yourself to learning the steps, learning the processes, figuring out the right products that work for you, you can come out with a visually appealing final product. There's no way 33-year-old Kimberly is going to be looking as good as the young 21-year-old kittens who do clean beauty. It's just not. That's not where my acne is not gonna let it. You know what I'm saying? My nasolabial folds ain't gonna let up. I can give you a 45-minute makeup look, but if I do the 5-minute look, it's not gonna be the same. And so that definitely puts a lot of people distinctly at a disadvantage. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm going back through. Pandemic absolutely killed beauty YouTube. It was declining, but the pandemic really did it for sure. For sure. Of course, when you don't have anywhere to go, like I got really good at doing makeup during the pandemic because I was just sitting in my home and just preparing myself to do videos. But normies, regular people who don't have anywhere to go, and you have to put on masks all the time, you're definitely not going to be committing yourself to a 45-minute, hour-long beat face beauty tutorial. You're not going to do that. It doesn't make sense. And you're not going to spend all of this money on all of these, super intricate, bright color cosmetics. And now we're all talking about, the acids that we are, using. And I'm about to get micro needling next week. And, of course, I've been doing the lasers for a year or whatever. We're all super into our skincare routines. Okay. Okay, more products, all types of tricks when you do look like a whole different person. Yeah. It's harder to get perfect, natural, youthful, poreless skin than just using makeup, for sure. Okay. It did not, because if you didn't have the right face shape or good enough skills, the girls would eat you up. But the thing about skills is about practice. I have a big round face. Big round face. No angles. No angles. It's giving. We're just round. But I learned how to create some angles through practice, time, dedication, patience. Okay. What are y'all talking about? I definitely think thinness is still in. I guess in terms of body shape, we want slim thickness or thick body, but that's a great thing about natural looking surgery. Yeah, I mean, surgery is always going to be a thing, because one lasting thing from the BBL era is that people do still want booties. So definitely, if you look back 20 years ago, in the big titty era, 25 years ago, in the big boobies era, nobody was really sweating the fact that Pam Anderson didn't have a butt. Now, the girls do want hourglass with round butt. And you gotta get some fat transfer to get that look. Okay. Okay, so what I have, effortless beauty takes a lot of effort, obviously, and I think it's a new kind of artifice. So, the thing about when we're talking about trends, is this trend better than the next trend? Is this movement better than the last movement? Ultimately, whenever it comes to beauty, particularly, cosmetics and procedures and all that, none of it is better or worse than the thing that came before it, because we're still never getting off the treadmill. Now, instead of being on the beat face treadmill, now I'm just super on the perfect skin treadmill. Now I'm even more on the anti-aging treadmill. Okay. All right. Oh, and you know what I also wanted to talk about? That's really all I have to say about that one. But when we're talking about a reversion to the embrace of the white girl aesthetic, because white girls back in popping, skinny white girls, by the way, I also wanted to, and this is not enough to be like its own video, but I did want to talk about Barbiecore. Okay, gosh. All right, we'll just dive into this a little bit. We might, chop this off the end. But I think it's really interesting that as we see all of this 2000s nostalgia with fashion, but also with body shape, and also, the clean girl, less lighter makeup, we are also seeing this nude and renewed, full throated embrace of Barbie, and like the white Barbie, the blonde Barbie. Okay. So I was this morning watching this video from the Financial Diet, where she gets into a little bit. Oh crap! She gets into a little bit the history of Barbie.
Youth and light, but not too light, skin. And for perhaps the example of this, we can look to feminism's old reliable example, Barbie. First modeled after a German sex toy for men looking to undress a tiny fake woman, seriously, look it up, that's real, Barbie burst onto the scene for children in 1959. Young, blonde, perfectly symmetrical, with unimaginable proportions and endless wealth, Barbie has long occupied the cultural space of the ideal independent American woman under capitalism. But following her rise and dominance in the latter half of the 20th century, Barbie's ideal face was usurped by a competitor product, the Bratz doll. While Barbie's recipe of symmetry, proportions...
So that's that on that, right? So this is Chelsea talking this year about the move from the desire for Barbie to the desire for Bratz, but now we're back to the desire for Barbie. Let's go to Barbiecore. Sorry. Oh gosh. What in the world? Oh, put this back here, Kim. What's going on? Okay, sorry. I'm like, what's happening? Okay. Barbiecore is like a thing now. And now it's like there's so many things about this. This is from BuzzFeed. Barbiecore is the antidote to the not like other girls epidemic. And let's get to it. Okay. It's basically, pink, super, super, ultra feminine, everyday glam. And Greta Gerwig is now making the Barbie movie, which we've seen Margot Robbie is in, and we see all of the little shots from the set. But increasingly, more and more people, and here is a Vogue article about Barbiecore. Oh gosh. Okay, very traditional, sexy, but classy white femininity. We have Naomi here. What is this, Moschino? Oh, that's Chanel. Okay. Right. It's pink. It's dolled up. It's long, straight hair. It's, sexy, but, classy, cute, mini skirt, thin. For sure. That's Barbiecore. And there was another article about Barbiecore that I wanted to bring up. Oh, the Valentino. Okay, here's another one. We see it all over. The celebrities are into. Okay, and Valentino now has this whole range of just pink, and the girls are loving it. I think Zendaya is in the promo for it. Of course, Christine. Like Christine is like Barbiecore to her core. And I think maybe I have one more link here. Okay. This is Kim. This says the Barbiecore aesthetic is here to stay for a while. Right. It's pink, traditional, girly. Rosalia with her boyfriend on a yacht. Okay. Okay, I wanted to bring that up because I find this to be super fascinating. Okay. Because after the period of the obsession with ethnic adjacency and fuller bodies, obviously still sculpted bodies, but bigger bodies, and big lips and big eyes. Now we're back to and also the other thing about ethnic adjacent fashion is it's street fashion. It's a little sportier. That's why Billie Eilish was always into like the oversized, baggy stuff, because that's a direct reference or ripoff, depending on how you wanna put it, of how Black women were dressing in the early to mid 90s a little bit more androgynous, patterns, and it's bold and it's whatever. And now, of course, we're moving back to pare everything down, shorter heels, crop top, pink, girl. Okay. gender binary, binary. I'm a girl. Do you see I'm a girl? Look at my legs. Look at my boobs. I'm a girl. Look at my straight hair. Like, that is the essence of it. And so, Barbie is created in 1959. And Barbie, if I grew up with this, and I don't know what the young people grew up with. I guess y'all grew up with Bratz and shit, but I definitely grew up with Barbies and other dolls really being strict enforcers of the gender binary, gendered roles, gendered ambition, even in the idea of like Barbie had jobs and stuff. Barbie was an astronaut and Barbie was a school teacher and Barbie, did all of these things, but she did all of those things while being perfectly put together and wearing heels and wearing the perfect outfit. It's old school blonde ambition. And I'm now really interested in the idea of like, yes, that's our thing. Barbie was that girl. And it's like, oh, we really are going back. I even think about how there was a time when, after the Barbie brand was falling out of favor, they were trying to like update Barbie. You know what I mean? Like, they were trying to be like, oh, Barbie is not just blonde. Barbie is not just skinny. She can come in all of these different sizes. Let's look at this. This is Barbie's got a new body, and this is in the cover story from a few years ago. I want to say 2018. Now I gotta look it up because there's no date on that. Why not? Barbie's got a new. Okay. Oh, 2016. Okay, so back in 2016, Mattel realized that people were not really fucking with the image of Barbie anymore. So they were really doing a lot to kind of revamp the image of Barbie and make her bigger and include Barbies that had disabilities and Barbies with different hair colors and curvy body Barbie and shorter Barbie. And so Barbie can represent whoever you are, whatever ethnicity you are, whatever state of ability you have. Maybe you don't have super long legs. Maybe you got a little fupa. Barbie is you. You are Barbie. This is 6 years ago. That flopped. Real bad. Real bad. So now, even if you go back to, we can look up the Barbie Instagram. I love this. I just like to go through like cultural shit. Just go Barbie. It's now we're back to very traditional. Yeah. So in 2022, looking back at the Barbiecore that came before, right? Throwback. Okay. Right? They're doing the throwbacks. And so here's this. And so we're back to like super thin, a singular kind of body, long hair. Oh, okay, but maybe not exclusively blonde. So that's something. Okay. But we're back to old school, tall, thin, tiny little feet Barbie. That's what the market wants. Is that what the market wants? Or is that what the market is given? That's what the market wants. I'll say that. So that's interesting to me. Okay. What do I have? Oh, I have Barbie represents, my note here says Barbie represents the original girl boss. She represents ambition, but also the ambition to embody the height of attractiveness and normative femininity. So even if Barbie has a job, her real job is looking cute and staying thin. Okay, that is my thoughts on that. Didn't they make a non-binary Barbie? Yes, they did. And they released a pregnant Barbie. They did. Barbie couldn't be trusted. Never trust a woman who can't wear flats. Yeah. So, anyways, I was just, that little article really sent me down a rabbit hole of all of the ways that culture is coming together aesthetically through makeup, through even dolls, through through body shape, through clothes, how so much of our culture is coming together to revert back to whiteness and away from any semblance of inclusivity, whether it's gender expression inclusivity, body type inclusivity, facial structure, face acne inclusive. Like, we're done. That's done. We're over. Okay. Next thing. And that's where we are. Who said this? It's hard because you can't just be pretty. You have to be pretty and young. 100%. Yeah. Yeah. I've even came across something about the rise of the facelift, the return of the facelift. So for a minute, as you were getting older, women were ecstatic because fillers, injectables were supposed to be an alternative to having to go under the knife and actually, pull things up. But of course, we now know years later that there's only so much filler you can do and look like a real person. You can't just keep getting filled and filled and filled. So now we're, back to full-blown facelift, partial, eyebrow lifts, partial facelift, full facelifts. Oops, sorry. Accidentally. Okay. Anyways, American Girl was doing dolls with disabilities way back in the day. Yes, they were. But, I think the other thing about American Girl and why I loved American Girl, and I definitely did have the Addie doll, and I don't care that, she was formerly enslaved, loved her so much, was that I don't think that American Girls were ever positioned as aspirational in the way that Barbie was positioned as aspirational. I think what was so fun about American Girls was that so much of it was about stories about play and adventure and history and family and girls really getting into little girl stuff and having a good time and learning lessons. And Barbie is about living your best, most glamorous, most desirable, sexiest life, Little girls being like, oh, is this sexy enough? Are these heels high enough? Is this the right bra? For sure. Okay, that's all I got. I will talk to you guys later. I don't know if this is going to be, we might try to edit this and make this a real thing, so I have to do a real outro, okay? That's it, you guys. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Hit me up on Instagram or Twitter. leave a comment down below. I'll see you next time. Bye. All right. I'm also gonna come back and I want to talk about influencers. Do I have time to do that today? I might not, but I might. Okay, bye.